What's going on, everyone? Safe on Talk back, and even though I don't record usually on this day, I woke up, I was feeling good, and I was like, let's make a video about my favorite boss fight, the Maven. Now, first I'm going to go over how you get to the Maven, complete her quest line, how you kind of farm Maven if you want, and then I am going to fight her first regular and then Uber just to show you and talk through the fight, because a lot of people do not like this fight. They think it's hard. They say, screw the memory game, stuff like that. She is not that hard, I promise you. You can kill her, and I'm going to give you the tips you need to beat her. Also, I want to say I love this fight because once you learn it, and it does not take that long to learn, it might take you a couple tries, but then when you get the pattern down, the moves down, it's really not that bad, and it is extremely gratifying to kill her. So first off, how do you get to the Maven? Well, as you run maps, you are going to eventually get the Maven quest line. It is going to give you things like have her witness a boss map at tier 9+. Then you'll go through it. She will drop an invitation. You put that invitation in here. You'll fight all the bosses that were witnessed. Not at the same time. I'll do an invitation to show you, but they kind of pop out of a crystal. You kill them. Pop out of a crystal. You kill them. Then if you take too long, she'll pop another one if you aren't killing them fast enough. It's not super difficult. It can be difficult if your build is, super low, but the fact is you killed these bosses once before. That's why she witnessed them, so you should be able to kill them again. It's not that crazy, and the bosses that have multiple phases, most of them, they are skipped. So say if you killed Katava for one of the witnesses, you get this little mini Katava, and it doesn't do all the normal phases and stuff like that. So a lot of bosses actually get easier when you do the invitation and fight the bosses at the end of the witnessing. So as you go through the quest line and you get to the end near to fight the Maven, you will get her Maven's Writ after a while, because you get crescent splinters from the invitations. In 10 crescent splinters, you get the invitation to fight her. I have a couple saved up because I farm her normally. I have another build that is very good at killing Uber Maven. Uber Maven is not the best if you are looking to just farm and make currency, but Uber Maven does have some really great drops, and I just love the fight, so I'm going to keep doing it because I enjoy it. You can't tell me shit otherwise. So you are witnessing, you are making sure her middle button is selected when you want her to witness the map, and you can do this by just running tier 14 plus map bosses. Again, after you beat her the first time, this will be unlocked. I just want to go over, once you get to this point, how she works from here on out. And that is, you can run regular tier 14 maps to just get regular progress around the ring. Once you fill this ring, you can run the Atlas invitation, and I believe I still have one. I hope so, or I really didn't plan for this video well enough. I do. You can run one of the Atlas ones. The Atlas ones are just the regular map ones. You can see I've already done one. I just need one more to fill the ring. Then I can run an Atlas invitation. These are pretty common. If not, they are very cheap to buy. The reason for that, you only get 1 to 2 crescent splinters based on the rarity of the map. So you see this one has item quantity 49. This actually matters on these maps. You want to get the highest percentage you can get that you can still comfortably do. As an example, you could see I only need one more map to be able to run the Atlas invitation, so I'm just going to use this white cemetery map, make sure this is clicked to make sure she's witnessing it. If she has already witnessed a boss of one map, you cannot run it again. It will black this out and say the Maven is not interested in this map. They have to be different bosses. You cannot have duplicate bosses in the invitation map. So she hasn't witnessed this boss yet. We're all good to go. I'm going to do this and just run to the boss for the sake of the video. Here's the boss right here. We go in. I'm going to kill him real quick. And it'll say cemetery completeness witnessed by the Maven. She saved this boss. He will be in the invitation. So now I can go back. Now I have a full circle. I can run this Atlas invitation. Now these mods aren't really going to hurt me, so I can run this. We are good to go. I will run the invitation and we will talk through what it looks like. There will be this thing in the middle. The fight does not start until you click it. You can see these are all the bosses you fought. If we look around, we will find the bear I just killed. We will not find the bear I just killed. There he is. Jeez. So there's the bear. So these are all the bosses I beat while I completed the circle. Now you can set up on one side, like for example, this build right here likes to set up totems. I just set them up on the top. It is random which ones appear first. The bigger invitations will have less bosses. The Atlas has a ton of bosses, so this is the extreme of them popping. But again, I am just going to set up my totems. On one place I'm going to buff, Blood Rage, and then I'm going to start the fight. You'll see some of these will pop. None of these popped. These guys down here popped. So I'm going to kill them first. Now if you take too long to kill a boss, you will see a timer appear up here if I don't die. And she will just keep spawning them as you kill them. Once they are all dead, it will pop, and I have a loot filter, so you'll see it pops a lot of stuff, but a lot of it isn't shown. Cards that drop, also you are going to get any drops that this boss could drop. It acts as if you were killing all these bosses again. So I got a crappy unique, some stealth boots, and I got a crescent splinter. Now, like I said, this is not the best and fastest way to get crescent splinters. This would take a while. If I would have had, say, 65 to 70% quantity on the map, I probably would have gotten 2 splinters. That is the way to go. I did not re-roll that Atlas for the sake of the video, but you want to get enough quantity because it will reflect the crescent splinters that you get. When you are running these maps in the beginning, there are some Atlas passives that you can use for her. They are up here. The first couple give an increased chance to drop a Maven's invitation. Those are the things you need once you save up the bosses. Those are the things you need to run. So also defeating a map boss while being witnessed by the Maven has 10% chance to count also witnessing an additional random map boss. It's pretty self-explanatory. You get a chance at extra witnesses. There's the more Maven drop invitations. There's a bunch of them. There is to make her Uber. Again, do not click this if you do not know the fight or if your build isn't very, very strong and does a good amount of damage. Or if it has low damage and you are a god at dodging everything and certain mechanics of the fight, you could do it. I don't suggest it. If you're watching this far into the video, I'm going to assume you cannot do this yet. Then the other one is the Maven will cast 1 to 3 additional bosses during the map boss fight. What will happen is when you get to the boss, if you do a lot of damage, do not kill the boss immediately. Wait for her to say something like, it's time to raise the stakes or something. It takes about maybe 2 to 3 seconds at most. Once she says that, she'll summon 1 to 3 additional bosses, and it will count them with their drops as if they were in the map. So it's nice. It's a really good farming thing. I like it a lot. Gives you a better chance along with these. You know, the final map boss. These also count for the 1 to 3 additional bosses she spawns. Now, if it's too hard, do not take this, obviously. But if you can, take this because these extra bosses are going to give you more drops, give you more chances and invitations, and it's just generally a really fun mechanic. I think Destructive Play is a great change that they added this league. So when you hover over this, you will see a lot of other ones like Maven's Invitation, the Formed, the Forgotten, the Feared, the Twist, the Hidden, the Elder Slayers. These correspond to other things that you can run, and you only need 4 of them. You don't need to fill this circle. This circle has nothing to do with the Atlas passives, just running the regular maps. They correspond to other maps. For example, Maven's Invitation, the Formed, Lair of the Hydra, Maze of the Minotaur, Forge of the Phoenix. What you would do for those is you would have her witness some of these. So Forge of the Phoenix, we saw that one. That is the Shaper boss map. Okay, so we could run this, make sure she is clicked, and you will get the Maven Witness boss of the Phoenix map. While you are fighting these bosses, they have a chance to drop the Formed Maven Invitation. It might not happen. You might have to buy it. It is not cheap. They're usually about 100 to 130 chaos, depending on the time of the league. You will only have to do 4 of these maps. You have to do each of them, Maze of the Minotaur, each of the Shaper maps, and you are going to then fight the 4 bosses. Now, we saw those crystals in the other one. There will only be 4, but they are harder bosses than the normal map bosses. Now, the advantage with that is when you run the Formed, especially if you are doing it with, say, 70% quality, or quantity of items, you are going to get 5 to 6 crescent splinters on average, which means you can make a Maven's Writ if you do 2 rotations of the Formed, or the Twisted, or the Elder Slayers, or say the Feared. Now the Feared is nice even though it's hard, because these are all the endgame boss. You have to beat the Shaper, you have to beat Atziri, you have to beat Cortex, and some of these maps and the fragments to run them are expensive. But what's nice is when you fight all 5 of these bosses in the Invitation, the Feared, the bosses are going to have their normal drop pool, so you can get some of the items that only they drop. It takes a while to farm these. I don't suggest trying to do the Feared. The Feared is also the last favored map slot on the Atlas. You have to beat that map. I only did it once just to get this slot. It's not 100% necessary. I would just get a handful of these. You do not need to do every one, but I am a no-lifer and I have a lot of time to play the game, so I did it anyways. Alright, so we have our Maven's Writ. We want to fight the Maven. Now I am going to take it off Uber, and this is actually going to be kind of interesting because I haven't fought non-Uber Maven in God knows how long, probably 2 or 3 leagues. Usually in the beginning of the league, I will just pay for a carry to get the Watchstone, because I want the Watchstone before my build is even remotely strong enough for me to take a lot of these bosses seriously. Not to mention, the Maven's Writ is one of the more annoying invitations to farm, since you have to do a lot of different maps and save up a lot of crescent splinters. So she is going to be doing stuff, and I'm going to be expecting extra things to happen that only happen in the Uber version of the fight, and they are not going to happen. It is going to confuse me, but hopefully it won't mess me up too much. But I am going to go in and let her try to get some attacks off so I can show you all her attacks. Even during phases, I should just burn her down as fast as possible. Now, I have not done Maven or Uber Maven with this build, but it is tankier than the one I usually do it with. So I'm hoping, while I'm showing her attacks, I'm not getting one shot by them like I would with the other build. So we're going to put the Invitation in there. It's going to spawn the portals. You do get 6 portals. And when you first go in, once you walk up to her is what starts the fight. Now you will notice there is a main circle area, and then there is 2 fins right here. These are very important. These 2 fins that jut out. There's one here. There's one on the exact opposite side. You'll see it when I run up to her. These are too important. Remember, exist. They are very important to the fight, and you'll see why while I fight her. Now you'll see the other fin up here. Now once you run up to her, it starts the fight. She's going to spawn, and you are going to be able to attack her. You are going to want to attack her and burn her down as quickly as possible in this phase while staying behind her if you can while she's melee. Now, she will teleport around, and a very important thing is she will always teleport the direction she's facing. Alright, good. I can kind of tank her. Cortex, if you take too long to burn her down here, will put stuff on the outside. Keep running around. Keep burning her down. Now, she has more attacks, and I'm thinking because this isn't the Uber version, she's really chill about this, which I guess is good. I guess we'll just burn her down, and hopefully she'll do them in the next moves. Okay, stand still. This one, you can stay under her while she does this. Don't get hit by the other thing. And also, something happened that is very bad. Cortex, if you don't kill her fast enough, he is going to let out these little electric balls that if they touch you, they put these degens on the ground. What you want to do with those, if you see them coming at you, is go to near the outside or put them in convenient places for you. Now, if it's getting this bad and you still haven't killed her, your build might not have good enough damage to kill her. You can see, as the fight goes on, this can get much worse. Cascade of Pain is a very annoying move where she shoots out ice balls. Run around, use your travel skill. Now, once you kill her, Cortex is going to do this big boom move. You need to get to the outside fins. Then he's going to drop down and shoot 2 lasers towards the fins. You want to burn him down, and he's going to summon 2 bosses at the same time. Now, I died, not a big deal. We got more portals. The only annoying thing is now I have to cast a million friggin' auras. And once you burn him down, that is when the memory game phase comes into play. Now this is, especially the first phase, it's very easy. This one, this one, this one. So we're going to start with this one, and we're just going to run around. Then she comes down. I'm going to burn her down. Again, she teleported the direction that she faced. I burned her down. Be her, and he summons 3 more balls. Now, I am going to put them on the outside ring. Very important so you don't make the memory game harder. He's going to come down. 2 lasers towards the fins. Then you burn him down again. Now, when she comes out, you can hit her a little bit. She'll do a couple moves before the memory game phase. Then she'll teleport back to the middle for the second memory game phase. Now, more balls spawn, which is very annoying. I don't have the fins, so I'm going to put them out here. Now, with the memory game, use your mouse to follow the memory game. So I'm going to just start here and do a loop-de-loop around it twice. Now, do not touch her little aura here. That will kill you. If it reaches the edge, it will also kill you. She's going to teleport towards the way she was facing. I'm going to kill her. He dropped more balls. I am going to run around and put them on the outside fin to get them out of this area of play. It's going to come down, do lasers towards the fins. I'm going to stay on the other side of it. I'm going to burn him down. If you don't kill him fast enough, you'll have to deal with the bosses. Keep dancing. That's another move. Take this. She fires a fireball. Keep moving. Most of her moves, you just have to get out of the way. Now, these lasers are very annoying. They are a degen, and they will get rid of your health regeneration. But again, follow with your mouse. There, 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 and there. So I'm going to go whoop, 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 and then to that edge. And I'm an idiot. Because I'm recording a video, I'm doing really dumb stuff, but that also helped me very much in the beginning. Follow the map with your mouse, and then just mimic the direction you are going. Now, I'm not going to re-record this because Maven Writ's very expensive, even though I'm dying on really dumb stuff I normally wouldn't. But, again, if you die in the memory game, you're 1 in a million. That is not out of place. Now, if you die during this phase and you screw up the memory game, when you go back in, take advantage of the fact you are invincible as long as you do not move or cast a move or a spell once you get in there for 60 seconds. So I do not have to run around and dodge or worry about her big explosion move as it comes out, because once I go in, I can just watch the memory game and I will be invincible. Now, she already phased, did her big boom. Now she's going to teleport around the map. You do not have to move until she gets close, and then you can kind of blow her up. Now, if you can't blow her up in time, she'll probably teleport you another one. Use your movement skill around the lasers to blow her up. That is how you kill her. So, those are the phases. Burn her down as fast as you can. She will use moves. Stay behind her if you can. Cascade of Pain is the most annoying one. All the other ones are generally easy if you just use a movement skill, whether it's Flame Dash or it's Frost Blink. That first phase is not that hard. Just kill her as fast as possible. Then Cortex is going to come out. He is then going to put out the balls if you did not kill her fast enough. The first phase, if you kill her really quickly, he will not throw out any of those balls that'll put the pools down. But what you do is he'll go to the middle, the balls will come out, you will put them on the fins, and then just go to the other side of the fin to keep the pools out of the way. Now, it looks like with the Uber version, those pools stay for the whole fight. Again, I just realized that they eventually will go away on the non-Uber version. That is very good news, because that means if you don't do a ton of damage, this will not get flooded with pools. That is a huge advantage. So burn her down, put the balls on the outside, then do the memory game. Do the memory game. As soon as you're done the memory game, you can hit her a couple times. She will teleport the direction she is facing. Burn her down some more while dodging her moves. And then once you burn her down, then there's another Cortex phase. He'll probably shoot more balls, put the pools on the outside ring, wait for his boom to go off, come back in, wait for his lasers to go off on the side of the fins. They will always go towards a certain part of the fins. Do enough damage to burn him down. You just have to do 1/3 of his health, and then the next phase will rinse and repeat with the extra memory game. Again, follow with your mouse. I know I keep harking on this, but it helped me a ton, and I can almost guarantee it's going to help a lot of people, even you, to remember the memory game. If you die, take advantage to gather yourself, put your auras back on, and use the invincibility when you first get in the map. to stand there and just kind of see where she goes. Now, if it's the laser phase and she's on the whole opposite side of the screen and you don't trust yourself to get over there quick enough or get there without getting hit by the degen lasers, just stand there while you're immortal and wait for her to teleport closer. If you do not kill her in time, she will phase again and do the memory game again. So, you know, if she's even remotely close, try to get to her before she phases again, or you will have to keep doing the memory game. Now, there's also a challenge for the league where you have to do 3 memory games on the last phase before you kill her. You can go for that challenge if you want. You'll have to keep doing the memory game with the lasers to get that challenge. So as kind of a bonus and a opportunity for me to talk through the phase a little more, I am going to run her on Uber with my cast on Krea Ice Spear build. This is the build I run Uber Maven on. It does a lot of damage. It kind of trivializes a lot of fights because I can phase her and kill her before they even have a chance to do anything, including Cortex. Now you're going to see some differences in this fight. Namely, before she does the memory game, she summons a couple bosses, the Blackpool stay for the fight, and other things like that. So I wouldn't focus too much on that. If you are just trying to beat her for the first time, the non-Uber version, just to get maybe your Watchstone or something like that. Because remember, all bosses drop these Watchstones, or not all bosses, 4 bosses. Searing Exarch, Eater of Worlds, the Maven, and the Elder. The Uber Elder fight drops the Void Stones that upgrade the level of your map, eventually making them all tier 16. Maven is one of those that drops that. I am going to try to explain the phases as I go. I actually tried to do this in a take before this, and I had to stop halfway through because I kept doing dumb stuff and dying because I was trying to talk too much. But on other phases, she will, and I am blowing it because I should have frost blinked. So I'm going to try to focus more. This time, not make that mistake, and hopefully it will help you a little bit get down with the phases. So I'm going to run in, start the fight, and I'm immediately going to try to damage her while making note of which direction she faces before she teleports, if she teleports. Now, I do enough damage. Sometimes she dies before she even teleports. Sometimes she teleports right away. This time she teleports. I know she was facing this way. She was going to do this move where she puts an aura on the ground. I killed her before she did it. Just stay out of it. I'm going to go to the fins while he does his big bang. I killed her so fast he didn't do the gravity balls on the first phase, which is a possibility if you do enough damage. And I'm going to burn him down. And before the monsters he spawns can do anything to me, I'm going to do that. I'm going to kill these bosses as quickly as possible. Then I'm going to focus on the memory game. Bam, bam, bam. Very easy, only 3 on the first one. That one, that one, that one. Then I'm going to see which way she's going to teleport. Oh, sometimes she doesn't move and doesn't teleport. Normally she'll teleport in a direction. You should focus. He spawned the balls. I'm going to put them on the edge of one of the fins. Then he's going to do his laser phase again, pointing towards the fins. Burn him down. Then you can get a couple hits on her before she does the memory game. She's going to summon 2 more bosses because it's the Uber version. I'm going to burn them down before they can hurt me. Then I'm going to follow my mouse with the memory game phase. So I'm going to go whoop, 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 whoop. Easy. See which way she's going to teleport. Oh, she did a move. She usually teleports, but today she apparently just wants to do a move. I'm going to put this on this fin so it stays out of my way. Then I'm going to burn him down. Luckily, I don't have to deal with the bosses. She's going to teleport in. I'm going to get some hits in before she phases to her last memory game. Death will not be an escape means she's starting her next memory game. On Uber version, she doesn't summon bosses on this. I guess they figured that would be way too annoying. This one, this one, this one. So this one's actually kind of a hard one. I might fail this one. Now if you die on this, it's not a huge deal. Alright, I got her. She's going to teleport to this direction. Luckily, she teleported on that side. If you die again, use the invulnerability of you respawning and wait for her to teleport to a more convenient spot, but still try to kill her before she phases. There's that challenge. 3 final phase memory games. You could just choose not to kill her, let her phase, and do the memory game again, and do it 3 times before killing her to get the challenge. I don't care that much about the challenges, so I haven't done it. So yeah, that's always an option. So yeah, everyone, that is the phases of Maven. That is how you beat her. It can be a little tricky in the beginning, but I promise you it is incredibly gratifying. I think it's the best pinnacle boss fight that there is in the game. I think it's very well done because it seems kind of hard, and then very quickly you go, oh, okay, I see these. I know the phases now. The memory game isn't that too hard. I'm following it with my mouse. I'm just mimicking the movements. I do just enough damage to phase her, which hopefully is the case. If not, knowing the phases in her attacks are incredibly helpful. But yeah, if you go follow on twitch.tv/SafeOnTalk, I run Maven all the damn time. You are going to get to see her die a lot and see a lot of cool drops that she can drop. She can drop Awakened Gems, exceptional Awakened Gems. She can drop the Progenesis Flask for all you Righteous Fire people. She can drop the Legacy of Fury. That's where these things come from. She drops them a lot, and hey, I got a shiny one, so it's kind of cool. Thanks for watching, everyone. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. If I missed anything, let me know in the comments. Also, always check the description or the pinned comment. Sometimes while editing, I remember certain points. I either put them on the screen or I put them in the pinned comment. But either way, hopefully this helped you guys. I didn't make notes for this. I was a little scatterbrained, but hopefully this helps some people get a little bit more of the courage to do this fight. So until that next time, everyone, I hope you find all the currency in the world. And remember, have fun, and the currency will come.